Today, just to kind of know, it's August. What is it? August 4th?
August 8th? Or wait, no, August. I think
Uh,
it's
I think it's the 4th, too, right?
National Beer Day.
Oh, oh yeah, that's what they said. Yeah. Oh, if you're seeing this might air in like September, October, depending on when I decide to get my butt on top of this. But today is August 4th, and this is another edition of. I think we're officially calling it because I'm still trying to think of a name of this, but.
Yeah,
Some of the interviewees said like I think I should call it Operation Fulfill. So
I like that. Operation Fulfill.
yeah, and
I like that a lot.
thank you. Okay, I guess I got a stamp of approval from my guest over here. So I guess just to kind of set this up, I'm very humbled to be in the midst, and unfortunately the sun's blaring at me, but I think God is making it look like he's shining on you guys, or
He has the glory.
he has a glory, but
You're
he's
shining your lights.
I think he's using you guys as like the light.
We're sending so much energy.
Yeah, you're the light that's shining on me. And there's definitely no doubt that these guys are these ladies. I'm sorry, I should be more appropriate. They're definitely shining the light.
Whatever.
Oh, there you go. I've had the pleasure of knowing them. So besides them being inspirational and definitely shining images of Operation Fulfill, uh, Mrs. I was almost gonna say Miss Hannah Hoya, but she's now Mrs. Hannah Hoya Smith. Sorry, sorry, fellas.
So
This is me being big brother too, so yeah, you can't touch.
you can't.
Uh, and then I also it's a surprise. My Auntie Mary, who is also a really strong woman. I'm glad that she also agreed to do this. Besides them, being inspirational, I've had the pleasure of knowing them as really good family friends, and I'm happy that they're here. So,
We're happy to
Hannah,
be
to me,
here.
oh, thank you
It's a
for.
good time to get together and catch up. We haven't done this.
I
in,
know.
for
I think it's good
15
forever.
years. We've always seen each other, but not really,
That's
I
true.
know.
have a real conversation.
Seriously, I don't
Yeah.
remember the last time.
It's been a while, yeah. Especially, I mean,
Yeah.
I know last time we probably saw each other was congratulations, your 1 year's coming up.
Oh yeah, the wedding next month. Yeah.
Yeah,
One
so-
year.
1 year flew by. Time flies.
Oh man, it just
Time
felt like
flies.
yesterday, right?
Feels like yesterday. It
So-
does.
So,
Yeah.
thank you for being
Yes.
here, Hannah and Auntie Mary.
Here.
So as you guys know, Operation Fulfill is basically, I think it's a platform to definitely get to know folks who I feel like are part of Operation Fulfill, who inspire and make a great impact on the community. And not just Hannah, who by the way, when this comes out, probably I think her book's already out, but she just did a book a few years ago called Never Goodbye. And her most recent book, so this is why it's perfect timing we're doing this. Her newest book just came out, Healing Will Come.
Healing will come. Yes.
So she's definitely, with a lot of stuff that's being put out in the world now. I'm so glad that Hannah has used this platform to, especially in the book world, to bring positivity and to bring strength. So we'll talk more on that, and then we'll also talk with Auntie Mary because she's definitely part of the story that Hannah puts out there. So. I guess before I continue blabbering on, Hannah, we're actually here in the neighborhood where you kind of grew up, right? Well, not
Yes.
directly here, but RB area.
Actually, yep. Born and raised, San Diego. So this was my spot. We went to high school here. This was like the pool hangout. So these are familiar grounds. We look at different areas and we think of memories.
Yes.
Like everything is like, oh, we were here with my mom. I was here with my dad. So it's like a local spot.
Nice.
Good pizza. Great pizza.
Oh, thank you.
Good choice, Gerard.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Whenever I talk with folks, we always try to make sure that we're in a good setting. So
Yeah.
we're actually here right now in Rancho Bernardo, where Hannah and Auntie, live, and they're still here actually. And we have this place called The Shop, which is a really good pizza shop. So look at the link below. I'm just kidding. We'll try to get some affiliate.
Look below.
over here. No, so yeah, just
Yeah.
wanted to have a good dinner tonight, and I'm glad that I'm just glad to be here with family. So RV, yeah, how was I guess let's get into that. How was it growing up in RV and then also growing up with your family? I guess kind of want to expound on that a little bit more.
Yeah. I mean, we've been here for how many years now?
Oh my gosh, your entire life, I think.
Yeah, over decade. It's been decades
I
now.
can't believe we've been here. We didn't have Carmel Mountain Ranch because we lived
Oh.
in. We actually lived in Rancho Bernardo.
Well, this is Rancho Bernardo.
No, we lived down where.
Oh yeah, Penasquito. Yeah.
Lucido. And then when Carmel Mountain started building, we bought our first home over there.
Oh, okay. So it was
Yeah.
home development at the time.
Yeah, it was growing, and we realized that Carmel Mountain is a new build area, and it was a good place to raise children. And Hannah went to RB High.
Yeah. Born and raised here.
Rancho Bernardo.
Great area.
It
It is.
is, yeah. it's
Very
cool.
great community. Everyone is very friendly. There's so many different food options here. Yeah, so it's just a great community. Yeah,
Oh,
we
for
love it.
sure.
Yeah.
I guess
You moved
probably.
here too.
Yeah,
So
we
we're
moved here
neighbors now.
recently. So yeah.
We're neighbors.
So when I called them up, I was like, "Oh, I'll be there in we'll be there in 15 minutes. So I'll be there in 5 minutes." So
Yeah.
that's gonna, and I'm glad that we're closer. I mean,
Yep.
your family's always been close to our family, and
Yeah.
so I'm
Yeah.
grateful.
Your
His-
parents is one of the nicest people I can
Yep.
that we ever met.
Because they
And
actually,
God brought your parents to our life for a reason.
Aw,
We journeyed back so many years, and we can always depend on your mom and your dad when we needed help. Especially when my husband was going through struggling with this illness. I mean, we needed a lot of support, and they were there always, regardless of the time, when they always made us a priority. So we'll treasure that forever.
thank
So
you.
grateful.
yes.
And look, they raised you a wonderful son.
Aw.
Yeah.
I'm humbled. Well,
Side note to his followers, his parents and my parents were best friends.
Yeah.
we should start a YouTube channel with Auntie and Mom and
Hey guys,
Dad.
we should.
We'll do like
We
a
seriously
bunch of vlogs.
should. Could you imagine if your mom interviews my mom and then my mom
Oh
interviews
man,
you?
it'll be like a 3 hour. Like
It'll be like
We'll share
just
recipes.
mosa. Yeah.
she's mostly
Just
yeah.
mosa.
And I should put like translate gossip for those that aren't Filipino or not.
Yeah.
No, Auntie, I'm actually glad you bring that up. So initially, I wanted to bring you guys on board because, bless his soul, Uncle Danny. I have a lot of love for him and just a lot of love for you guys. As you mentioned, Uncle was paralyzed for 20 plus years. When he,
Yeah.
when that happened. But the beautiful thing is, initially, of course, there's some worry, there's some concern when you initially see Uncle, but I think what overshadowed that, or what was so great about, and I'm glad, Hannah, that you kind of shared it to the world,
Yeah.
is regardless of the circumstances that happened, like, and for our family too, like whenever we saw you guys, that never came into thought. Uncle was handicapped and he was in a wheelchair. I didn't think about that. It was more of, you guys always brought out a great light and joy and a lot of strength. And I think in the
Yeah.
book you say resilience, and
Yeah.
I feel like you guys bring that out. So
Oh,
thank you for that. So
yeah, I know that's resilience is contagious.
oh yes,
Yeah,
that's right.
that's what it is. It is true. Actually, my mom was the one who taught me that because seeing her, being married for how many years was he paralyzed?
28 years.
More than half of their marriage.
Wow.
So you see that.
Yeah, we can never predict what life entails, but we can always make the best of what we go through because through pain, it builds character.
Yes.
How can you learn from, how can you talk to people and say, I know what you're going through, unless you've gone it through yourself?
Yeah.
So for like 28 years, I've met so many people, different families going through different pain, death, illness, chronic illness. And through that, I learned people's character and you can actually make a difference. So I realized, you know what, I'm not just going to sit back and just complain. I'm going to make a difference. And I told my husband one day when he was at a nursing home, I'm not here for you. I'm here for the other residents. So while I was there, I was actually helping the nurses take care of the
Wow.
patients. And sometimes they would tell me, Mary, you're not allowed in. You are not. You have to be outside. But you know what? When you see a patient crying and needing help, what do? You can't just sit out and watch. So they
Yeah.
just needed water. They needed some kind of maybe a towel or simple things.
Actually, my mom started a ministry called Sweet Dreams.
Oh, that's me and between the Lord. So every night before I left in the evening, I'm normally there till like 12 midnight.
Wow.
She was there till 12.
So can you imagine
It
this?
passed 12.
Yeah, these are residents that lay in bed and just all by themselves. So I try to make my little rounds as a doctor does. But
Wow.
for me, it's more like going and seeing what they need. And I just go and say, "Are you doing okay?" I say a little prayer with them. And these are little things. And
Yeah.
people can do little things, and you can turn that into something amazing for the resident.
It's true.
Right?
Well, yeah, the littlest things can like a drop of
Mhm.
water can make waves, right?
Yeah,
So
or like a sip of water,
Yeah.
add some water, and little things, right? You don't have to do big things to make a difference in this world. Little things matters most.
Ordinary moments to extraordinary moments.
yes,
That's what she said on Remarkable Woman. She was nominated.
I'll put that on the link below later. Please watch.
Yes, this woman was nominated Remarkable Woman 2022.
See, that's what's beautiful, Auntie. Yeah, you're definitely the rock. You've been a big foundation for this family, and
Hmm.
um,
Yeah.
and I could definitely see that. Hannah's such a great mirror image of you. You raise great children, and
Yeah. Yeah.
it's amazing just to
That's
see.
why I write books, because she's the one who says, you should like share your story. Don't waste your pain. She always says that. Because I say, so many people are like, oh, what a sad story. But then you can leave it at that. But then what do you want to do about it? Do you want to use your pain, or do you want to continue to be the victim, continue to write the sad story, or do you want to change it and then
Oh,
change another life? And it's a cycle. Then that person changes another life, and that person changes another life.
yeah.
And then that's like the circle of life. Everyone is we're all in it like together.
So I guess what you said, resilience is
It
infectious.
is.
And just seeing what you guys came through coming over adversity,
Yeah.
that's amazing. And thank you for
Mhm.
speaking of your book, I love your vulnerability, and I love how you talk to people. I think what intrigued me is you started off saying hi, friend.
Oh.
I love the personal. You
Yeah.
definitely I could hear your personality like through the book. So I'm grateful. It's not.
Yeah.
No offense to folks who do cookie cutter books, but you
Cookie
definitely,
cutter.
put your personality there. And I'm
Yeah.
thankful, your editor, whoever you worked with, made sure that your voice was heard. So,
Yeah, because I wanted to make sure, like, when you read a book, it's like you're putting time aside to read something. You're taking your time to read something in life. So I want it to be like, I don't want it to write books that are so confusing, or you have to go on Google to like look up the definition.
oh yeah,
Like, none of that. I wanted it to be an easy read to where it's like we're just friends hanging out, just
conversating.
like eating pizza, hanging out, like be real. Because I know personally, like when I'm grieving or when I'm going through something hard, you don't want to read something that's so complicated, something so hard to read.
yeah,
You just want it to be very easy to just simple, like
comforting. Too.
comforting. So to me, it was just friend. Like everyone's just a friend. Hello, friends.
And I remember when Tana was young, she was struggling in class, and I was very concerned when she was going to school. And then I talked to the teacher, and I said, "What can we do to make her improve in her academics?" You know what this teacher told me? She said, "God, we have enough smart people in this world. We need people like Hannah who make somebody feel like they're very important." She always does that.
Yes.
She
Do I?
always encourage them. She always say, "You're wonderful. Your dress is nice. You look pretty. You look nice."
Oh,
And she said, we need people more like that in
Yes.
this world. And that really encouraged me. Like, okay, that's so true. We have enough smart people in this world.
I was gonna.
We need more people, kind people,
Yes.
caring people.
We need big hearts,
Big
and
heart.
and Hannah, you definitely exude that. Yeah, seeing you grow up. I
Yeah.
remember you were just like this little sweet girl, and then seeing you grow into a gorgeous woman. And I'm glad that you're still the same, because
Oh, yeah.
you know how it goes once you get older, and you start when
You get
when
the
they
high
start,
nose.
yeah, when you start realizing, oh man, all these guys are looking
Yeah.
at me. I'm just,
Oh, thank
don't worry, Auntie.
you.
I was from afar being protective.
Yeah,
kind of.
we're like fam. That's true. I
Yeah.
think kindness is like so important, especially now.
Oh, yeah.
Especially now.
Yeah.
It's so easy to be just very, what's that word? Very just judgmental. Just especially with the world we're living in, there's so much negativity
Brokenness.
and brokenness. People want to have that like community where you feel like you are somebody. You're not.
valued.
You have a purpose.
You have a purpose.
That's the one thing my mom and I saw a lot in the nursing homes and hospitals. People
Yeah.
didn't have, they felt like they had no purpose. They felt alone. And that's when we did really no talking at the hospital and nursing homes. We just showed by action just how to like continue on life.
Yes.
Just listen.
Listen.
Sometimes when there's a family who's losing a loved one, You just need you to be there to listen.
The
to
gift of presence. You
Yes.
just show up. You don't talk. You just show up.
them.
Connection
That's
is definitely key. No, you're right. Yeah.
Connection. Yeah, and that's what people need. They just want to be heard. They want people to share their story. But you know, this it's just a tough world now. It's a very tough world.
That's for sure. Yeah, especially we live in a world where there's a lot of guard up
Yeah.
and being defensive. But
Yeah.
when you let our guard down and just let the love of God come in, and thank you guys for
Seriously.
making that a habit. So
That's what it is. Like that's what how my dad lived his life. You know,
yeah,
he had very poor prognosis every single day. It was always a poor result. You're not gonna live. You have pneumonia. You have It's just it was constant. You know. So if we were living in the world and we dwelled on the doctors. You know, they were very true. You know, the prognosis was very poor. But we always
Tell
believed
my husband and her dad, like, no, we can do it.
one day at a time.
One day at a time. We can do it,
yes,
Danny. Let's do it. Let's do it. We never really kind of dwell on his illness, but dwell on what he can do, what he still can do.
yes,
That kept him going. A little strength
Yeah.
that he had. And we laughed a lot. I mean,
We
I remember
did.
that.
we
Yeah,
laughed a lot.
And the
Every
stories
day.
and the people that we met, you know, my mom will share with you about Vicky. Because if it wasn't for my dad, we would have never had the opportunity to be in these rooms with people who had nobody. So she'll talk to you more about Vicky.
She was all alone. She had no one. Her husband died. And he
Mm.
stopped coming and realized that he died. So she had no family. So we were her family. So I would take
Oh.
her to church, and Mother's Day we would go out and eat at Outback, and she would complain like, "It's the worst steak I ever had."
No, Outback. We're sorry. No, I was kidding.
I know she would say that, and then so every night before I left, I would go by her room, and then one day I went and she had vomit. She was bedridden. She had vomit
Yeah.
all over, and the place really smelled her room. So the CNA came, cleaned her up, and as I left, she looked at me as I stepped out of the room, and she said, "Mary, I love you." I
Aw.
said, "Oh, thank you. I love you too." I said, "I will bring you yours." The pink bubble gum, that was her favorite, and water bottle. And she needed the sanitizer. She was very clean. And the next morning when I came back, her name was gone from the room. She went home with the Lord. But that night, I prayed with her. We
Aw.
said a prayer. So I know that, my presence and our presence there, God used it for a good purpose.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're definitely being the hands and feet of our Lord,
Yeah.
especially that's when people need it.
In the
Yeah.
darkest places.
They're in a dark place with no family. At least we're there to give them a glimpse of what life is all about, the goodness of life.
I love that, and thank you for that ministry. Yeah,
Yeah.
you being Christ, and I guess in turn seeing Christ in them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big necessity.
It
I think
is.
so.
So true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're done. I'm about to cry. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's
Yeah.
beautiful, and I think that's one thing. I think we of course we were eating before we had this interview, but yeah, you and your family have always um, uh, it's always inspiring to be around people of faith, and I think that's what we need
Yeah.
in this day and age. And you
Yes.
guys definitely do that. And Uncle Danny, kind of like what you said in your book, like he was like Iron Man, like
Yeah. He was.
yeah, like people in the outside could see weakness, but you just saw nothing but
Yeah.
strength and like
And he walked by faith, not by actions. You know, he showed the world that no matter what was thrown at him, no matter how many negativity was saying you're not going to make it, you have 5 days. My dad didn't prove to anybody, but he just showed by his actions, how to walk by faith. Like, so they say in the Bible, like, when we are weak, God is strong.
yes.
Oh, he made God so strong, because my dad was so weak, but he made God so strong.
And he actually comforted us.
He
when we're
comforted
down.
us.
It's the reverse. We should be
Wow.
comforting him, but when we're down, we're human. We
Yeah.
go through, our emotions up and down. So roller coaster ride. It wasn't easy. Hearing all this bad prognosis and saying that he only has 6 months, 5 months, 4 weeks, but we dwell on that God gives life and God takes life. But
Yes.
he comforted us. And
Yep.
so we worked together as a team. When we cried, he made us laugh. When he cried, we made him laugh.
Yep.
That's
So it's a
yeah.
I know,
And
exactly.
anybody can do it, George. It's not, we're no any special,
Anybody.
any different, but it's the hope you have. And I think the seed of faith makes a huge difference. Knowing that there's someone so powerful. Our
Yeah.
Lord, who can make things possible, regardless of where you are. In
With
the
all
midst of
things.
your circumstances, He'll give you that strength. You just have to turn to Him. Just short prayer, Lord, help me. And that's what I prayed. Lord, help me. I need you now. And He always was there.
Yeah,
And
that's
I won't be able to say if I didn't experience the true miracle
Yeah.
God has done in our lives.
that's true. Yeah, I think
Hmm.
you know. I think truthfully and honestly, if you didn't have that trusting in God's
Oh.
love, this would have been a lot more
Oh
challenging.
yeah, we would have been just
And God was so good. He brought so many friends, like your
yeah,
friends,
like your
our
parents.
community, a church you get involved in. I mean, they just poured so much love on us. That made our journey a lot lighter. Because we knew we had that support and love from the families.
Yeah, man.
That's huge. That's
Yeah,
huge.
that's big.
Definitely. And as Uncle has said, and I remember you said in your book, God is good
All the time. He
all the
always
time. Yeah,
said
all
that.
the time.
Imagine he was laying in the hospital bed
A few days, yeah.
and then he would just say it and then he would actually change the lives of the different CNAs, RNs.
Wow.
Because they see a man who's so sick trying to tell them, God is good. How can you say that when your life is falling down and then
That's
you're
true.
In the pain.
in the pain and
He was
because
on a ventilator.
yeah,
That's not. It's painful to be suctioned out
Oh yeah.
on that. And
yeah,
we hear CNA doctors saying that we've never seen a family who are so supportive. So whenever they came to our room, they felt the presence of the Lord. Because we were the light. We have to show people
yeah,
that there is a God. And the reason why we are as one family because of one strength that we get from our Lord. And
yeah,
that's what we kind of reflect every day.
Yeah.
yeah,
Seriously.
exactly.
One thing I love though, being a believer also, God is definitely
Yeah.
good. I think one thing that I appreciate about your book is, even though you are a person of faith, and I think everyone
Yeah.
can agree, and Auntie, you said it too, like we go through our dark times. So
Oh yeah.
thank you for being open about that, and saying,
Yeah.
there was a point in time where I felt dry, and I even
Just
questioned, like
oh
where.
yeah.
Question, why
Why?
my husband? He could have been a successful doctor. He could have
Yes.
saved more people by giving them, good health. But why is he crippled in a nursing home, unable to talk? But you know what? He shined light by smiling.
Yeah.
Uncle,
I
yeah.
think it's a
Always.
universal language. I think that's his smile.
It
always
is. It's a
infectious.
universal language. It is. That's
Yeah,
He
true.
always smiled.
Yeah.
That's
They always
true.
said your husband has the most contagious smile.
He
They would tell
does.
me all
I'm
the
like,
time.
he needs braces.
Yeah,
But it wasn't easy, Gerard. We cried. Hannah and I
Oh, yeah.
cried.
Oh,
We
yeah.
questioned.
Behind the doors, right? Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
challenge. Yeah.
We could have done much better, but Lord, why? But
Why?
saving souls is more important than because
And I think there's some questions here we'll never know why. I think there will be some questions here that will never be answered until we get to heaven. But we don't wait on answers. We just wait through faith. That's the turning point.
Yeah.
Because if we were to wait for an answer, we would never get. We'll never. Because obviously we can say why did that person get healed but not him?
Yeah.
Why couldn't my dad walk what they did? You can always do that, and you can stay there forever, or you can say, okay, God, we trust you, and we'll know one
we know you
day.
have a better plan for us. So
Yeah, he'll
help
get
us
the
through.
answer.
Exactly.
Have you got, since we're on that note, have you guys ever seen The Chosen? I should get a
I
Chosen
haven't
for.
seen The Chosen.
Oh, sorry.
I haven't seen The Chosen.
It's really good if you get a
Have
chance.
you
But
seen the series?
Yeah, I did in the beginning when it first started, and I got sidetracked, and I just stopped. But I should.
Is it?
It's really good.
it's
I
in
heard
its
it's
fourth
so
season.
good.
Yeah, it'll start. I think season 4. I'm getting off tangent, but
No, we should
No,
watch it.
You
it
should
they're
watch it.
I heard it was really good. I watched a couple episodes.
so they definitely utilize the disciples, and they give a modern take on it. Not to an extreme, but so there can be some relation to it. But
We should watch
they use little James. So long story short,
Yeah.
not spoiler alert, but the actor who plays little James has he has a handicap where his I think one leg is shorter than the other, and so they utilized that character, and they said he asked Jesus one time, you're healing all these people, but why not me? And then I think you guys just answered that, what you just said, there you won't know the answer until you
Yeah.
meet the Heavenly Father, but God definitely uses our weakness
Yeah.
with his strength, and I think Uncle Danny and you guys, yeah,
Mhm.
definitely
I think there was a line someone said, when someone has a prayer that's not answered, the one thing not to say to someone who has those questions is at least. At least your father got to live, or at least your dad's in heaven. You don't need answers, when someone has these questions. You just have to say, like, there's just no. Kay Warren was the one who said that.
Uh-huh.
When I said at least. You never say at least. Because I remember so many times I was like, oh, why can't my dad walk? And they were like, well, at least he was able to, like, it's like, at least, but that's not really the answer you're looking for.
Yeah.
I think, so the word I'm getting at is just, the answer, like what you said, the answers we'll just never get until heaven.
Yeah, that's all. And he utilizes the
Yeah.
like the continued the repetition again.
Yeah.
He utilizes our weakness to show his grace and his strength.
Yep.
So-
And that's why my mom and I, we enjoy talking so much about all of what we went through. Not for ourselves, but so we
Yes.
can encourage just like one family. Just one.
testimony. That's
what it is.
We can do it. You
You
guys
can do it.
Make it through.
Yeah.
And just find strength in the Lord. I mean, just that little line can really make impacts. And I've seen it happen.
Yep. One person.
I
I think one person messaged you, right? When you spoke at the Remarkable Woman,
Oh,
they
yeah.
said,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. A lot of people respond. They'll send me an email
saying thank you for sharing your
"We
story.
didn't know what you were going
Take your
through.
glasses off, yeah.
You were always so cheerful and
She's like stunned as shades.
I know. Yeah, and
Mysterious.
it's almost nice.
So mysterious.
Auntie's trying to be cool,
So cool.
sunglasses.
Auntie's still in her
The sun's gone
20s.
already.
And I was gonna say, oh, Hannah, you brought your younger sister.
My
No, I'm just
twin.
kidding. Your
My
twin.
younger sister.
Oh yeah, that's right. Your momager. Your
I know.
twin.
My mom is my manager. She takes on inquiries for me. My financial advisor, my chef, my counselor,
Is that what you came to make sure this interview is
my
okay? No, I'm just
annoyance, my critic, my Reddit,
kidding.
my tomatoes.
Aw.
What is it called? Rotten tomatoes.
Yeah.
Rotten tomato.
You know
but
the
she's
movies?
never wrong, right? She's
No,
always
she's
fresh.
never wrong. She's always right. Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's our hope. Is just to really inspire and to let them know, like, it's not about getting over the pain, but it's about going through it.
Yes.
And my mom shares that a lot with, now she does the nursing homes. She gets to talk to different elderly communities, encouraging them, the pain they're going through, the isolation, with COVID and everything, they were locked in their rooms for months or years.
Yeah, for a while.
Yeah, so she just encouraged them and continues to. Yeah.
But you find so much joy in doing it. It's very rewarding. It's a rewarding experience.
It is.
When you do something, go beyond and help people out. It's money cannot replace that. It comes
Yes.
from within the heart. Yeah, the joy that you have.
Yeah. So it actually changes us. We go in to be like, okay, let's help
Let's
them
help
out.
them, but they help
They actually
us.
help us.
That's true. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like the teacher trying to teach something, but they're learning something. In
Yeah.
return.
That's so true.
Yeah. And I'm glad that just knowing your love and your faith and your relationship. I think that's what I commend so much about, because you guys are like BFFs. That's
Yeah.
why I'm glad that Auntie you decided to come tonight too. So
Transparency too is very important.
This is so fun.
yeah, no, thank you for this.
I
Yeah,
know.
and I'll be sure to chop this up and make sure you guys see it before.
Yeah, I like
I go by.
this. This is so cool.
Yeah.
See, we love this.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Seriously.
God give us a story. Then if you just keep it to yourself, what is it?
Mm,
See, you have a gift of creating, like
Use your gift. Use your passion.
Yeah,
to
Gerard.
make a difference in the community. You can't save the whole world, but even one person, you can.
Yep.
change
And you never know.
impact.
By
You never
sharing
know.
your stories that you record and do.
that's true. Yeah, you'll never know.
I didn't know that Hannah was writing her second book. All she said was,
Oh.
"I'm about to publish my second book."
So it came out of left field for you. Oh,
Yeah, I knew she was doing something.
It's because I have really bad ADHD. So I have to either be reading or writing or running.
You should see all the.
There's
books
nothing in between. I can't just
you gotta
not.
keep.
Gotta keep doing it. Yeah,
Gotta
you
keep
just
moving.
gotta keep moving. So I'm on my third book. She's writing a book. She's
Oh,
writing a memoir of her life. So,
so this is gonna be on record.
it's gonna be, yeah.
But I've not written, but I've journaled. Little here and there. When you go through hard times, when there's victory and there's also hardship. So a little bit of everything. And I put in a little piece of paper and I have a jar. I
Oh,
used to have a memory jar in the kitchen. Whatever happened, we would write a little thing and just put it there. So
Whatever happened to that?
I still have it.
I would like to read it.
And
Oh,
sometimes
wow.
the same thing. Oh, Hannah's
Is this
crying
gonna be
today.
Is this going to be a collector's edition for anyone that buy? No, I'm just
Actually,
kidding.
that's how Austin proposed, right?
Yeah, I have it there. When he proposed, it's in the jar, memory jar.
Austin wrote,
He wrote in Filipino something. I forgot
Wow.
what he said.
yeah, Google translation, of course. Of
Big
course.
ups to Austin for
Yeah.
busting that out.
I like that. That's fun. You should do that with Jennifer.
Oh,
Have a memory jar. You know, if something fun happens, you just, or something, anything.
that's good. We'll do that. I think it'll help us embrace, those precious moments. So.
Yeah.
When you go back, you pull it out and you read it and you put the date. Oh, yeah, that's right. It brings back memories.
That's true. It's like, flashback Fridays, right? Today's Friday, so
Today's Friday.
yeah.
Today's Friday.
You know, the stores have Halloween stuff already.
Already?
Yeah.
What?
I can't. It's so hot. It's still San Diego.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's only August. Well, I guess. Oh yeah, Costco, right? They have that witch. Have you guys seen it?
oh, they have it already?
Yeah. She's like scaring people. They're like, ah.
Oh my gosh. It's pretty much New Year's Eve next week.
That's true. Well, I think in the
Christmas.
Philippines, right?
Philippines.
Yeah, they start
September.
September.
They
Wow.
usually start decorating at September.
Wow. Oh man. Hey, I mean, what better holiday than Christmas? So.
I know.
The long celebration.
Yeah.
So awesome. So your second book is out, and Auntie,
Yes.
you're doing a
TBD first. Her first debut. Her debut.
wow.
I
Talk
know.
about.
So
Are you guys gonna have your own publishing agency or not? Just kidding.
we probably should. I actually self-published my second book.
Oh really?
Yup.
She learned so much.
I learned so much from the first one. I just made so many great connections and like different relationships in the community. So they were like, just write a book and just let us know when it's out. And I was like, okay, it's out.
You're like,
Let's
here
do
it
it.
is.
So I have a signing in like 2 weeks, but it's just fun because I like to like market I like to just talk to people hands-on. I like to be very hands-on. You know, like I said, I have ADHD, so like emails take too long. I'm like, let's go, you guys,
Let's go.
let's do it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. And I did it.
And she did. Yeah.
Anyone could do it. It's really easy. It's not really easy, but
'Cause your book just came out like a few years ago, and then a second book already.
yeah. So my first book came out 2021, and then my second book came out 2023.
Did you already jump on your book like right after?
I was already writing. I'm already writing my third book.
Wow.
So like, I'm telling you, there's no breaks. Once you figure out the writing world, you're addicted.
Hey, by the way, Angel Studios for book adaptations. Since you did so good with Sound of Freedom,
Yes, Angel Studios. My name's Hannah Hoya. This is Mary Hoya. We'd like to have a lunch with you guys.
hey, this who
Or
knows?
Kingdom Brothers. Okay.
There
Kingdom Brothers is another great production too.
Oh, they are. I'll
They
check it
did
out.
like the one Jeremy Camps, I still believe.
Oh, Jeremy Cox.
So they're really good. Angel and Kingdom Brothers. I think I've emailed them so many
How about
times.
The Revolution.
Kingdom Brothers.
Have you
Yeah.
watched the movie
Jesus
The
Revolution.
Not yet. I think
Oh, it's a
it
good
came out
movie.
recently, right? Or-
Yeah.
It's in-
Yes. True story. Pastor,
Greg Laurie.
like, yeah.
Your glory.
Yeah.
Okay.
He did the Harvest Crusade. He runs it. He does a crusade every year at the Anaheim
Oh,
Stadium.
cool. I'll check that out. Is it
It's a
streaming
great
right now?
movie.
Or
Oh yeah, it is streaming right now.
okay, I'll check it out. Yeah, thank you everyone for
Mhm.
yeah, it's crazy. There's like I initially did this podcast and it's awesome. It's for everyone and anyone who wants to hear good stories, and I'm just grateful that it's very organic that we're talking about faith. And besides you and the last few people I talked with, God has been implemented in some way or form, and
So,
thank you for being open about that. So yeah, the Jesus
Yeah.
movement is strong. I guess
yeah.
it's something that's happening currently. So
Oh yes, it is. In Hollywood, I heard they had a huge people
Yeah.
coming out. Yeah.
it's nice. Yeah, I mean, if it makes money, I guess initially that's the way it'll go, and then
Yeah.
That's true.
it'll impact them.
That's so
And-
true.
I wanted to bring that out. So I think in another interview you said, to me, like when I want to be a number one New York bestseller, for you, what's something equivalent is like what you just said. You
Yeah.
impact one person only,
That's
and that
it. Actually, to be honest, I tried going the traditional route with publishing, but I got so many rejection emails
Oh,
saying
really?
that my second book is not marketable, that there wasn't a genre or audience that was suitable. And, to me, of course, I took that. I'm human. I took offense. I said, what? Oh my goodness, you don't like my book? Like, it's not marketable? Okay. So they wanted me to change things around. They wanted me to they wanted me to somewhat be in a victim state. They wanted me to still be sad. They don't want to see like the hope They didn't want to see the healing part. They just wanted me to talk about
The victim.
the victim part. So I for a little bit I tried changing things around, and then it just didn't feel like myself. So that's when God like switched my head. It was like, what the? You just
He does do
tell
that.
yourself. And it's true because what was I going to
It's
say?
self-published.
Self-published.
Self-published. You learn.
Yeah,
It's so
and she's
true.
like,
And that's the best time. So like for me, that's what it was. So I didn't tell them, but in my mind, I'm not trying to be marketable. I'm not trying to sell millions or anything. I'm just trying to be that friend for that one.
YouTubers, please buy it if there's millions of you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
That's what it is. One
And it's
person.
your therapy.
It's my therapy. You know, I
Yeah.
journal all the time. I do my gratitude list. Because if not, I'll just be on TikTok for 20 hours.
Just scroll through
Just
Yeah.
scrolling my life away,
and
doing
then double
nothing.
tap. No,
Yeah, it just, you got to do something with your life, you know?
that's cool.
You got to
No,
keep the legacy alive.
and I'm glad you used you used
Yeah.
writing a book as an outlet, because I know
Yeah.
you mentioned in the book too you were just in a very dark
That's what it
moment
is. Very
after
dark.
Uncle passed. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And grief can do that to you. It can make you very bitter. It can make you not want to continue on with life, you know, but you have to make that change. Like, do you want to get better or bitter?
it kind of made you numb, right? Yeah. in the
Numb,
beginning.
very numb, very resentful towards
Yeah.
everything, life. You can't see color, you know. That's why my second book, Healing Will Come, is that blue jay actually sitting on the word healing
Oh yeah.
was the first color I saw after my dad passed. So we all went to Yosemite as a family, and that was just a couple days after he passed. So of course we're still in the shock state. You know, there's different stages of grief. There's shock, and there's the denial. And there's anger.
Yes.
There's just so many. There's so many. They say there's usually 6, but I think there's 20 different stages. But when we went to Yosemite, the first thing that we saw sitting on the porch was a blue jay. And my dad's favorite color was blue. So whenever we would sit outside with our family, this blue jay kept coming.
So we would be put in our entire stay in Yosemite. The blue jay kept coming.
Wow.
Kept coming nonstop.
Wow.
So to us, that was not even so much of a sign, but it was more of just a hope. You know, like we saw color again, but then we were also reminded like where my dad was.
Yeah.
That was our hope, to know like he's not dead, he's alive
Yes.
more than ever, and that's the hope that we have.
He sees a new life. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I write my books. You know, because people when they lose someone they love, they think that's the end of the story,
And there's hope.
but there's hope.
It's a new beginning.
It's a new beginning.
Yes.
That's
Wow.
what it is.
I wonder how Uncle, somehow sent that in.
Exactly.
I'm just getting goosebumps right now because
Yeah.
Auntie just told me a little story about that cover, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The book cover of Hannah's second book is actually my husband's
And you're painting.
painting. He couldn't
Yeah.
use his hand, but God brings special people in our life. And the lady beside my husband's room at the nursing home was an instructor of an art teacher. So she got all the equipment, the hand braces, the brushes, how to use it. So after work, I would go and just lay out the paint, and my husband would say, like, I like that. I like the yellow, the blue. And he couldn't even really hold spoon, but because of the brush that's hooked to his hand brace, he was able to use his little strength that he had to be able to put the colors together. And that's the painting that Hannah's using right now for a cover book. Who would have known 6 years before that would be the cover of her book?
Yep. And that's what I was trying to figure out what I wanted my cover to be. And then I saw that the abstract. We have 2. We have that blue and yellow one. There's another one that will not be the cover. It was like a blob of red.
Yeah, a lot of red.
Red and orange. I'm like, is this
Collector's edition.
collector's edition on sale? But no. But then when I saw that, I just felt this peace. And I was like, that's it. No questions. I'm going to use that.
And she put a little blue jay.
And a blue jay. You know, that's where the healing came from. So it's right on top of the healing. So now that's my mom and I's hope,
Wow.
with the book and our life, that all your followers, that their life has a purpose, that they can make ordinary to extraordinary moments.
Yes.
And what's your final statement?
So everybody has that strength in them.
Yes.
So don't underestimate yourself. You can find that strength only through the hope that you have in Jesus. Because He's the one who will give you all the strength. Not from yourself, but from the supernatural power of the Lord.
Yes.
And if you're watching this, that means you're breathing. That means you have a purpose still.
Yes. Yeah. I know. Hopefully, folks will who get directed towards this interview.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they get to see your experience and
Yeah.
realize that
Yeah.
It's not easy, but you can do it.
Yes.
Very true.
And I think that's what's the beauty of any story like this. You know, it's great to celebrate the successes, but how more important it is when you also hear about the journey. You know that you go
That's what
through
it is.
the dark times, the
Yeah.
bright times, just everything. Yeah.
And count your
Yeah.
blessings. We are so blessed. Amazingly blessed. Right
Yep.
now we have pizza, the best pizza.
Best
Actually,
pizza, good company with
Oh, best
family.
pizza shop.
Deep
Yeah.
dish. Deep dish.
cornmeal.
So healthy for you. Very healthy.
Yeah. Well, I'll just keep saying that. After every pizza. No, seriously though, just one slice, right? It kind of
One slice filled
it
with
hits.
I know 3 slices got me.
Three?
I'm just kidding. I had 2.5. Relax.
Hey,
2.5. It was good.
it was not good. For
It
first
was
experience,
good.
I wouldn't blame you. So.
I know this was fun.
Thank you, Gerard, for having us.
I know. Thank you too.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe to Gerard.
Oh yeah. If you look-
Operation Fulfillment.
Oh yes. Operation Fulfill. Yeah. So I guess while we're talking, yeah, the reason why it's called Operation Fulfill, besides fulfilling what you love to do and where God calls you to. When I first proposed to my wife, at the time, it was called Operation Phil because falling in love. I was listening to shout out to Kanye West. There was a song that had like falling in love, and then I was like, oh, Operation Phil. And then when the wedding came, we're like, oh, what's the next step? Well, I guess we're fulfilling our vows, you know, to God. And then I was like, you know, as much as I think that's awesome, just keep it going and
Yeah.
Operation Fulfill, fulfilling what you love to do. And it's always been a mindset. I want to meet these people
Yeah.
who really, you know, do that operation. And you and your family have been into mine. So thank you for being a part of
I
this
feel
project.
honored to be on your podcast. Seriously.
Thank you.
Very
Yeah.
honoring.
Any other closing thoughts? I know we're kind of.
You talk a lot. We talk so much.
I know.
We'll get through this one day at a time.
Yes, one day at a
One
time.
day at a time.
Yes,
Tackle it. Don't try to tackle all at once, but one step at a time.
yeah, and I think that's what was beautiful about your marriage. You know, like you said, like it was just all laid out, but you just one step at a time and always talking to God every day. And
You can make all the plans in the world, but who holds that plan is our Lord. So just trust in Him and, you know, tackle it one at a time. And don't try to do it all because you'll get frustrated.
yes,
My husband had a dream of being a successful doctor, but that never transpired because of his disability. But he used his life for a better purpose, you know, helping people, you know, in his own way, you know.
that's true. Yeah, sometimes you map it out and you try to control life, but then you find out God is in control of everything, and
Yeah.
He definitely used Uncle to shine His light.
So true.
So,
And that's a wrap. That was so
Yeah.
fun.
that was amazing.
Good to
Thank you.
I
No,
loved it.
I'm so glad, and I'll be sure I'll let you guys know. And
Yeah.